Asemkow community is surrounded by a jungle on both sides that is so dense you can't even use a machete to cut a footpath through it. Palm leaves brush up against the sides of our truck, squeezing the already narrow road as we bounce up and down these small hills, getting to the last incline and gasp at the beautiful view of the intimate fishing village in Ghana. The Atlantic Ocean's white waves powerfully crash up against the two rocky outcrops that enclose the 200-meter shore. A gonga is beaten, a drum-like bell that calls the community for a community meeting on the beachfront. Wooden fishing boats, painted in every primary color, are pulled the 15 feet from the base of the water up onto the shore. As men, you can use it for seating. Women finding shade in the canopies of trees nearby, where they sit on the ground, legs outstretched, holding the infants nestled into their arms, and the children, in their anticipation and excitement, find themselves in the middle of this community meeting. We talk and have the most simple yet profound conversation about the challenges and the vision for Asemkow's future. Over half of the children aren't able to go to school. The nearest school is several kilometers away and too far to go after the boys help their fathers pull in the fishing nets from the boats, or the girls help their moms to pound the cassava into a flour for dinner. This is seen in the test results, where less than half of the children are literally able to pass their exams. There are 2 classrooms within the community which serve as a kindergarten, but were literally attacked earlier this year when a sea storm came in, the winds gusting, blowing off the roof. And combine this with the persistent rains, school had literally been canceled for the last several months without proper structures. But on the beachfront that day, a voice calls out, "I don't want to be the barrier to my children's education. I want them to go to school." My eyes searched the crowd, looking for the voice, seeing a Ghanaian woman dressed in her loosely draped black and white fabrics. An elder stood up from the back, introducing himself as the fisherman chief, saying, "I want my children to have a stronger life than the one that I had had to live." An urgency seemed to erupt on the beachfront that day as small conversations took place in giddy excitement, voices raised together with their arms and emphatic points, designing the vision that they would want to have with their community until it was brought together in one community-elected voice called Paul Ajay, who stood and said, "We of Asemkow community want to dedicate our lives to education. If we had a new primary school right here in our community, we could balance the hours of walking with hours in the classroom." Screams and traditional calls of support erupted across the beachfront that day as literally his words were met with a standing ovation of excitement. And in successive meetings, we walked with the community elders and government officials around the community-allocated land to decide where the new primary school would be built. The men of the community started to be trained as construction workers, repairing the roof, until literally a spontaneous assembly line came forward, unloading roofing sheet after roofing sheet, handing it up to Mr. Anthony, who stood on the top, shouting, "I am not a carpenter, but today I am a carpenter." Children ran around at the base, pointing at the school, saying, "This one is for me, this school is for me." Within 48 hours, the roof was up. Classrooms repainted, children literally back inside the classrooms, and ground had been broken on the first school within the Asemkow community. Yet, in my last decade of living in Africa, mostly in Kenya, but now also within Ghana, I've never had a moment like this, where a little girl named Mary, who is the loudest, sassiest girl in Ghana I had ever met, stood proud and tall and silent as she walked up the steps to her new classroom, through the door, into her desk, so proud, sitting there elegant and poised because she now had a new school. We Day, I am so humbled to be coming literally from Asemkow in Ghana here to the We Day stage to share with you that Free the Children is literally laying the foundation for our newest adoptive village country in Ghana. We've been working there for the last decade, but with your help, we are excited to be able to continue to break the poverty. but we need your help to break the cycle of poverty in Ghana and around the world. Thank you, We Day.